Hey guys, this is TechGuy276 with an Alan Wake The Writer DLC review. One of the two DLCs from Alan Wake, I'd have to say that The Writer is much better than The Signal. The Signal was actually pretty good. There was actually a feeling of progression with The Writer. You actually felt like you were getting somewhere, and you actually saw your projective getting closer and closer. The objective was to get to the lighthouse so that you'd be able to escape from the dark place. The glowing white text is back with the same gameplay elements found in the Signal. Most of the areas weren't recreated and there was a twist on everything. You'd be following the path and the glowing white text would have words such as bridge, rock, and you'd have to shine your torch in order to bring that bridge or rock into life. These items would be stuck into a tornado and you'd have to jump on these or else you'd fall into the abyss. A great moment would be a Ferris wheel that would continually go around with different rooms in each section. These rooms would have doors through them, but because the Ferris wheel was continuously going around, you'd have to either rush or wait, depending on which rotation the door was at. If you're too late to get to the door, you'd be plunged into water, and if you're too early, you'd have to wait until the gravity was falling in the right direction. There were a lot more puzzles and a lot more environmental tasks to complete. Two examples. You'd be at the top of a hill and your task was to travel down the hill and to get to a cabin that was at the bottom. Enemies would be approaching you and there would be floating white text that would say, roll. So you'd shine the torch and it would spawn flammable barrels that would roll down the hill and hit the enemies. Another great example would be as you're trying to get to the lighthouse's light is revolving around and this would kill the enemies in an instant. Your journey to the lighthouse is weaving in and out of rocks with the glowing white text clear. If you shine your torch onto this, it would destroy the rocks, therefore letting the lighthouse's light reach that area. I would find that without this gameplay element, that this portion of the game would either be very, very hard or impossible. These DLC packs seem like a perfect ending to the game, but the problem with games these days that you'll get 80% of the game for full price, then there'll be 20% of DLCs to pay for, just so the developers can gain an extra few bucks later. It seems like a cash grab, but considering that the DLCs are free, it's all okay. See, I originally saw the ending of Alan Wake as anticlimactic, and it never actually felt like I finished the game. And this is true because the rest of the story can be found within the DLC. Alan Wake is a solid game and I'd recommend playing it and I'd recommend downloading the two DLCs because they're free. Overall, Alan Wake is an epic gaming experience and if you've got an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, I'd recommend picking it up. And that's been my Alan Wake The Writer review and thanks for listening guys. I'll see you next review.